What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Erik El Terrible Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera. The legacy group grows, continues, molds. The exhibition continues between Morales and Barrera, set for July. Of course, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, Julio Cesar Chavez, Miguel Cotto, Juan Manuel Marquez, and now Marco Antonio Barrera and Erik Morales. These are the star fighters, or to be more precise, star X-fighters, who have either boxed in an exhibition recently or are going to do so over the coming months. Like it or not, it seems these big-time exhibition bouts are here to stay for the foreseeable future. At least the Tyson-Jones bout was a monster hit, the exhibition pulling in a quite astonishing $1.6 million pay-per-view in America alone. Now with Tyson set to do it again in May, who against we don't know, Tyson is off and on again about Evander Holyfield. Nonetheless, these exhibition bouts are big business, and again, you either like them or you don't. Mexican Warriors Barrera and Morales now set to do it again July 16th, somewhere in the U.S. The exact venue not confirmed. Morales now is 44, and Marco Antonio Barrera, I believe, is 47. Okay, now, let me counterpunch. I like the idea of the legacy. I mean, because we are now seeing fights, Juan Manuel Marquez and Miguel Cotto. I thought that fight was never going to happen. I think now this is at least a fantasy style way we can look at it in real life. Okay. Barrera Morales. I think those three fights they have together, I think that's all they needed. I think at this point, this is like saying a Juan Manuel Marquez versus Manny Pacquiao, but years later. Basically, it's like watching a five. Like, what would you want with a fifth fight? And you can say the same thing about Barrera Morales. What would you want with a fourth fight? You know, and it just shows you these guys have fire and they don't really know what to do with it. But again, when you major money prize fighting, the adrenaline, the skill, the training, the hard work, the dedication that you put in to this craft, it's hard to just let that go. And we can tell. And Mike Tyson said, you know what? I'm not going to let it go. I know I'm still a badass, and I want to prove in front of an audience that I can still fight and I still have something left. And there's nothing wrong for that particular reason. The only thing that I worry about are fighters that shouldn't be in the sport due to the punch drunk syndrome, becoming punchy, slurred speech, okay, obvious signs of damage after fighting. Those are the things I worry about, okay, more than anything else. But Barrera, Morales, they look like these guys are in decent enough shape to do an exhibition. It's an exhibition. Yes, they still will get hit with these two guys. I think you will have a different type of fight besides, you know, Tyson Jones, because these guys have fought each other 3 times. But one thing I must add, I think the animosity is gone. I think the hatred and the anger is squished. The rivalry is actually not as intense as it used to be, because these guys, they have made amends. You know, they're broadcasters now. You know, they used to hate each other. One from Mexico City, the other from Tijuana. And these guys used to get in fights at soccer games, football games. Used to get into it like with weigh-ins. Barrera sucker punched Erik Morales at one point. So it was one of those things where these guys fought like the Dickens for 3 hard rounds. It was almost like watching Hagler Hearns for 12 rounds 3 times. That's what it was like. It just, they got better and better. Now, I'll say this. If we see anything, I mean anything, like we saw in those last 3 fights, you're looking at a treat. An absolute jewel, okay? Because those guys were the Mickey Wards, right? They were the Mickey Wards before Gottis before the Mickey Ward Gottis. Because the first fight was in 2000. Okay? And these guys put on one hell of a show. Barrera lost, and it made controversy since it was so controversial, being on HBO and things of that nature. And, Erik Morales was by Bob Arum, and I don't know who Marco. I think his promoter was also Bob Arum. But, he lost a decision 8-4 on a scorecard that was kind of iffy. But I believe he won the other two. So all in all, I'm looking at these guys go at it again. You could say why not, but then because of what's going on and the revolution and the movement of this new legacy league, I think that this would be another extension. Why not? We've seen 3 good fights. Why not a 4th one? The only thing, again, these guys are older, 144, the other one 48-7. I don't want these guys to get hurt trying to prove a point because they've proved it way back in yesteryear. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Erik Morales taking on Marco Antonio Barrera 4. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.